The Vatican Secret Archives, or the Vatican Apostolic Archive as it is now known, has long been a source of fascination for people around the world. The mere mention of its name conjures up images of hidden rooms, secret documents, and conspiracies. But what really makes the Vatican Secret Archives secret? First of all, it's important to note that the term secret does not refer to the contents of the archives themselves. Rather, it refers to the fact that the archives are the personal property of the Pope. This means that they are not open to the public like a traditional library or archive. Access to the archives is strictly controlled and limited to qualified researchers who have obtained permission from the Vatican. So, what exactly is in the Vatican Secret Archives? The short answer is, a lot. The archives contain documents dating back over 1,000 years, including letters, diaries, maps, and other historical records. Some of the most famous documents in the archives include the Papal Bulls that authorized the Crusades, the trial records of Galileo, and the letters of Michelangelo. But despite the wealth of historical material contained within the archives, there is little evidence to support the many conspiracy theories that surround them. The archives are not a repository of hidden knowledge or secret histories, but rather a collection of documents that shed light on the workings of the papacy, the office of the Pope, and the Catholic Church over the centuries. So why does the Vatican Secret Archives continue to capture the imagination of so many people? Part of the allure may be the secrecy surrounding them. The fact that access to the archives is so tightly controlled has led some people to speculate that there must be something there that the Vatican doesn't want the public to know. But as the name change to the Vatican Apostolic Archives suggests, the reality is much more mundane. The Vatican's medieval treasure trove. Hidden away in the Vatican archives lies a medieval treasure trove waiting to be discovered. With its vast collection of letters, bureaucratic records, and other administrative documents, the archives offer a unique window into medieval life, revealing insights into everything from the politics of the era to the everyday struggles of ordinary people. One of the most fascinating aspects of the archives is the vast collection of letters that date back to the first half of the 14th century. With over 100,000 letters preserved in the main register series alone, these documents offer a rich and detailed account of life in medieval Europe. Written by the Pope's personal secretaries and the main bureaucracy at the papal court, these letters cover everything from high-level negotiations between rival states to the struggles of everyday people trying to navigate the complexities of medieval bureaucracy. From land disputes to marriage disputes, the Vatican archives hold a wealth of information about the legal and social challenges that people faced in the Middle Ages. Through these documents, one can learn about the sordid rivalries between rival monks fighting for the position of abbot and regain insights into the lives of ordinary people seeking validation for their claims and grievances. Beyond these bureaucratic records, the Vatican archives also offer glimpses into the wider world of medieval Europe, including the politics of the era and the intricacies of international trade and travel. Through trade and pilgrimage licenses, the papacy regulated travel to the Muslim world and handed down punishments to those who dared to go behind the Pope's back. As scholars continue to explore the riches of the Vatican archives, it is clear that this medieval treasure trove still has much to reveal about the complexities of life in the Middle Ages. From kings and nobles to peasants and monks, the archives offer a unique glimpse into the lives of the people who shaped the history of Europe and provide a rich tapestry of information about the political, social, and economic forces that shaped the era. Unlocking the secrets of papal letters. Have you ever wondered what the Pope's letters to world leaders looked like? What did they write about, and what kind of insights could they give us into medieval life and politics? Well, wonder no more, because the Vatican archives hold a nearly complete collection of papal letters that can shed light on a range of topics from politics to theology. Contrary to popular belief, these letters don't reveal any dark or mysterious secrets, but instead offer a fascinating glimpse into the minds of medieval popes and their interactions with the world. Through these letters, we can understand what the popes considered important at the time and how they sought to preserve their authority amidst the changing global politics. The letters reveal the Pope's efforts to broker peace during the 100 Years' War, their negotiations with the Mongols and missions to China, and even the establishment of an archbishopric in Beijing in the 13th century. They detail efforts to reunify the Latin and Greek churches, as well as excommunications for offenses ranging from breaking the unity of Christendom to transporting iron or slaves to enemy territories. But these letters aren't just about politics and power. They offer insights into how people reacted to theological arguments and heresies, both in Europe and beyond. They reveal the struggles of countries like Armenia, often suspected of being heretical, to clear their name and stay in the good graces of the Church. The tantalizing, covert Vatican scandals and secrets. Are you looking for some juicy Vatican secrets and scandals? You're not alone. People have been fascinated by the mysterious inner workings of the Church for centuries. But what if we told you that the scandals you're looking for might not be as hidden as you think? While it's true that the Vatican Archives hold a wealth of information about the history of the Church, much of what's contained in them has already been made public. Take, for example, the scandalous events of the Avignon papacy. When the papacy was forced to flee Rome in the early 14th century, the popes who ruled from Avignon, France, were notorious for their misbehavior. Pope John XXII, the second Avignon pope, raised armies and waged war with the North Italian city-states for decades, causing widespread devastation. He also stirred up controversy with his unorthodox views of the afterlife. And he wasn't the only one. Pope Clement VI established a corrupt and lavish papal culture that was continued by his subsequent popes, including the infamous Borgia popes. Even the Church itself was not immune to scandal. The powerful friars, who had sworn themselves to poverty, clashed with the Church over its opulent living and secular power struggles. These controversies produced damning criticisms of the papacy. As one delves into the Vatican archives, one will come across some rather fascinating and historic documents. These documents reveal not just a history of the Catholic Church, but also provide valuable insights into the political and social events of the past. One of the most interesting letters in the Vatican archives is from Mary, Queen of Scots. This letter was written amid the monarch's desperate attempt to save herself from being beheaded. Mary had been forced to abdicate her throne and had spent nearly 20 years in custody before being sentenced to death for conspiring to murder her cousin, Queen Elizabeth I. In her letter to Pope Sixtus V, Mary pleaded for her life and condemned the heretics who would eventually kill her. Unfortunately, the Pope did not intervene, and Mary was executed on February 8, 1587. This letter provides a glimpse into the life and struggles of one of history's most tragic figures. Another document that has profoundly impacted history is the Papal Bull, Decet Romanum Pontificem. This bill excommunicated Martin Luther, the German monk who turned his back on Catholicism and ignited the Protestant Reformation. This document effectively kicked Luther out of the Catholic Church, giving him the freedom to start his own church. The division that resulted from this momentous event has defined much of world history since then. However, one of the most intriguing documents in the Vatican archives is the Chinon parchment. This parchment documents the trials of the Knights Templar, a Roman Catholic military order during the Crusades. It was the size of a dining room table and was lost for centuries before being discovered in 2001. Thanks to an archival mistake, the parchment was incorrectly categorized for centuries. However, when it was made public in 2007, it had a profound effect on the legacy of the Knights Templar. The Chinon parchment provided evidence that, unbeknownst to history, Pope Clement V absolved the Knights Templar of heresy in 1308. This finding effectively rehabilitated the legacy of the Knights Templar, who had previously been accused of heresy and other blasphemous behaviors. The document is a fascinating insight into the religious and political events of the past and a testament to the importance of preserving historical documents for future generations. Why are the Vatican archives still hidden? The Vatican Archives, also known as the Secret Archives, is shrouded in mystery and intrigue. With a collection of over 85 kilometers of shelving containing documents spanning over 12 centuries, it's no wonder that people are clamoring to gain access. However, the Vatican has been notoriously tight-lipped about what exactly is stored within the Secret Archives and why they're not open to the public. One reason for this is the sheer scale of the archives. The prefect of the Secret Archives, Sergio Pagano, has explained that it's not a matter of secrecy, but a matter of resources. With so many documents to process, it's a challenge to quickly make them available to historians. Despite the desire for access, Pagano has found that many who clamor for the archives to be opened don't actually show up to research the documents once they are made available. However, there are certain documents within the archives that are particularly controversial and could shed light on the Church's history, including documents related to the ongoing sexual abuse scandal within the Church. Each diocese has its own secret archives, many of which have corroborated the Church's role in the abuse. However, documents within the Vatican Secret Archives are only released once they're at least 75 years old, and the Pope is the only one who can authorize their release. As a sovereign nation, the Church has the power to do as it pleases with the information it holds, including the power to keep it hidden. While people can sue individual dioceses for their information, it could be decades before the world learns more about the Catholic Church's role in the abuse. It's clear that the Vatican archives are much more than just a collection of historical documents. They hold a wealth of information that could change the way we view the Church and its role in history. Thank you for watching this video till the end. Do not forget to subscribe to the channel, hit the like button, and share the video.